just want to show the difference between the Kurzweil PC4 and the Kurzweil K2661. Now, with the 2661, let me check that we've got the sound there. Yep, so I'm recording both channels in Cubase for you, so it's nice and clear. Now, with the K2661, it uses the vast engine from the K2600 and the K2500, and I think even the K2000. So what happened was, around the turn of the millennium, they shifted over to the last model of that particular engine, which uses the vast characteristics. And then they started building PC3s, PC4s, Fortes, and a bunch of other new Kurzweils made in Korea, which were a little bit different, and the engine sounds kind of thin. So with the original Kurzweils, I don't think a lot of people are actually aware just how beautiful the vast engine sounds. So I'm just going to demo a few different similar kind of sounds on the PC4 and a few similar sounds on the 2661. And forgive me if I don't choose exact same sounds. This is just for you to gauge what the waveforms are like coming out of the vast engine, so you can get a feel for how it might sound in your mixes and just what a letdown the new Kurzweils are compared to the older Kurzweils. So here we go. And I know there's a lot of fans out there who know this already, and I apologize to them. Just enjoy the ride and listen to some great sounds. And the other disclaimer is I'm actually not really much of a keyboard player. I tend to write music in Cubase, so I'm not a great keyboard player. I'm just going to do a bit of dabbling. So we'll just start with something on the Kurzweil PC4, and then we'll just switch between both. And I won't do any more talking now. It'll just be switching between the two. Okay. I mean, already, how ridiculous, right? That's just so beautiful compared to that. And if you've got headphones on, you're going to feel exactly what I'm feeling while I'm playing this, because I'm actually using just a pair of Bose QC2s, which you can see here. I actually find these are a great mixing headset, by the way. So I just tend to use these with the Model 24, which is a sound card. So we'll just keep flicking through. Find some pads in this one. Some of the pads are kind of cool in the PC4, but they still sound really thin. Probably what is my most favorite sound. It's only on the 2600 with the contemporary and orchestral runs, and it is on the 2661. It's called Portal. Portal is an amazing sound. Just have a listen to this. Beautiful sound, and there's a really cool sound called a Sphericae, but I'll just show you instant Enya. So anyone who knows Enya from the 80s or 90s, this is a great sound. It just matches what she used to do. So that's Enya. Now, I mean, that should sound good, but it sounds awful, right? I mean, these are their best pads. These are basically the best pads, so you would really expect them to. All right, enough of that. Before I just feel my soul being destroyed by that, let's just go back to this and have a little listen to Sphericae. Survival is really cool. We'll just play survival and survival. And SUV ad. So this one's called SUV ad. I mean, they're kind of cool. They're kind of cool, but they're really thin and they're really gutless. Once you put them into your songs, you put them into your mixes, they just feel like they're devoid of something. I can't quite put my finger on it. And back to the K2661, also known as the 2600 with all the packs, and yeah, a little bit of the soul of the 2500 and 2000. I mean, you could make a living out of that song right there. And this is instant beauty. It really is. You know, Art Bell Pad. I'll just throw you guys a couple more and then we'll wrap it up. So warm sliders. Let's see how warm this one is. Let's see. That's warm enough to put anyone out of their misery. It's not warm at all. It's actually really cold and it's dry. This actually, I guess the summary is this sounds cold and dry. So that is completely warm, so there's nothing cold and dry about this. Score pad. And that still sounds dead, and that still sounds alive, right? There's something going on. Can't put my finger on it. If you can put your finger on it, please put it in the comments. I'd love to know what's going on. This is a genuinely cool sound. It sounds really cool because the dynamics are there, but it still sounds dead in a way. Kind of reminds me of Top Gun. All right, well, that's about it that I wanted to show. Look at that, and this is gold. Right there is it's the beautiful pad. These are all stock sounds, by the way. Thin and empty. Thin and empty and dry. Like, the difference is actually ridiculous. It's so obvious to me. I hope it's obvious to you guys as well. I really do. This sound is called Bad Trip, and it sounds like a bad trip. Obviously from about the year 2000 when everybody took acid, but anyway. Come on, breathe. Breathe some life into it. My goodness. Interesting. Sounds like something out of what's that movie with the kid? Flight of the Navigator. Ready? I make some Seinfeld music. That's the one. I'll leave it on that note. You guys can tell that is just totally cool, and I hope that that has given you some insight. Okay, so I hope that has helped you to choose wisely on your next instrument. I have a lot of instruments. I have a Korg Kronos. It's like the top of the range Korg, and like honestly, in my opinion, you do not need to spend the money on a Korg. If you can only have one keyboard, I would highly recommend that you have the one right next to me. It's probably one of the smallest and cheapest keyboards that I have. Okay, this keyboard is a Nord A1. Now the Nord A1 is spectacular. I can literally do everything I need to do in a composition with the Nord A1. All right. There's also a newer Nord, which also services the same sort of market, analog with all the different combis and patches. So just check out, I think it's either the Nord Electro or the Nord Wave. I think it's the Nord Wave 2. Also really, really cool. If you've got the money for a Wave 2, grab a Wave 2. Otherwise, get an A1. They're really cheap. That's the go-to one for me. I don't use the Mod X. I wouldn't really care about the Mod X. And I barely use the Kronos. Look, to be fair, you know, is it usable for people? Probably. There's probably people out there that love the PC4 because it suits their style. The thin, is it punchy? I don't really know. It's kind of thin, do it. Just so you guys can whinge and complain to Kurzweil. Hopefully you can tell Kurzweil exactly what I want to tell them, which is, hey Kurzweil, if you're not getting it right with your new Kurzweil machines, why don't you go back, pull apart the 2600 and just have a look at the architecture of the 2600. What has changed between the 2600 and the PC3? Because whatever you did when you switched to the PC3 with the silicon boards or the architecture or the VST or the way it models the waves or whatever you've changed, it's really not cool. You've got to go back to the 2600 or the 2661 and just get back to your roots and say, right, what made this sound beautiful?
let's put that into the new one, whether it's the K2800 or whatever they're doing. So I've heard the sound on the K2700. I'm not 100% convinced. I will probably buy one just to go through and do what I've done here. So I hope the 2700 is better, but I highly doubt that they have addressed this issue. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Have fun. Signing out.